Welcome to the FS7. Today, we got our host, Cheyenne. Oh, I was about to say Morrison. Cheyenne Castro, and co-host Lou Castro. What are we talking about today?
Life problems.
Ooh, sounds interesting.
Can we use that take?
We're starting. What are we doing here? Can we use that take? We're here.
Well, I was just sitting there looking at you.
I'm clearly carrying the energy today.
I had a play date today, and it left me feeling drained and tired. My social battery is not what it used to be. But even with that being said, our social batteries typically aren't that big.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot there.
But you mask it with alcohol, and then once you get sober, you're like, why am I going to bed at like 9, 10 o'clock at night? I used to stay up till like 12, 1 a.m. But it's like, well, because you're drinking alcohol, and alcohol gives you that surge of
for some people,
adrenaline.
Energy.
No, It doesn't give you energy. It gives you adrenaline.
Uh-huh.
And then that adrenaline is basically like you're borrowing energy from later. So you're borrowing energy that you don't even currently have. And then that's why people just like pass out.
Yeah.
Or at least I did. So today we're going to talk about life problems being your main reason, your main cause of what's making you drink, not alcohol itself. A lot of people are like, oh, I have a problem with alcohol. I have this alcohol problem. It's like, alcohol is a problem. Don't get me wrong. But your problem is your life.
It's not the problem.
Like,
capital T-H-E.
Example for us, like, my biggest problem was that he was working all the time and he didn't prioritize our relationship. We moved to Florida. I didn't have friends. I didn't have family. And I didn't have a job. And he was working all the time. So free time and then feeling disconnected from my partner, I obviously drank more. But that was because I wasn't communicating like, hey, I feel like you're not paying any attention to me. 2, I was being extremely needy. Why? Because I didn't have friends, family, or a job. So I was way more like, what are you doing? What are you doing? He's like, working, providing for the both of us. Like there's nobody in this household other than me to take care of you and all the dogs. Because at the time we had 3 dogs. Yeah. That was another life problem. The dogs always fighting. Like my nervous system was like, that was a smaller life problem. But you have these life problems, and those are what cause you to want to drink. Like, I didn't have any consistency. I didn't have a routine.
You weren't busy yourself.
I wasn't busy.
General.
I had no purpose, and I kept begging him drunkenly, blacked out, like, give me a baby. Which we're pregnant now.
Yeah.
It only took 5 years.
Yeah, like basically the reason why we're talking about this, right, is because you see a lot of people constantly just focused on the alcohol. Like, alcohol is my problem. Oh, if only I could get this. I like notice this when you send me some messages sometimes. You're like, people will be saying, oh, if I could get rid of alcohol, then I could be a better mother to my kids. I could get in shape. I could be healthier. Like, I could reverse my liver damage. But here's the thing. It's like, it's not when you get rid of the alcohol. Well, maybe the liver damage, yeah. But it's not when you get rid of the alcohol, you'll become a better mother. You'll become more fit. Sure, you will. It kind of goes hand in hand.
But you have to do the work.
But if you get fit, if you start working on your health, working out, eating better, well, by default, and you start making progress, then you're gonna get rid of the alcohol because you're gonna see how much of a disservice it is. And this is like a very basic and easy way to think about it. The video that you made, you correlated it to a common cold, right? Yeah. But another good example is, say we're fighting. We're fighting and we're bickering at each other and like we just can't get along. It would, funny enough, this is what we've done this, right? We thought like, oh, we're always fighting. And we're just focused on not fighting opposed to really paying attention to what's causing the fighting. Lack of dates, lack of communication.
Not feeling heard, not feeling seen, respect for you,
like
love for
maybe
me.
you not having respect for me, me not doing things that show love towards you,
Yep.
right? There's all these things that are causing the fighting, but it would. And here's the thing: it's like most of us do that. We've done that in the
Let's
past.
just not fight.
It's like, let's just not fight. Like, why can't we just get along? Like, those are phrases that you'll say. Like, why can't I just stop drinking? That is when when you're not thinking about what's causing the problem.
Right.
And if you forever just stick to that perspective of like, oh, I just want to stop fighting, I just want to stop drinking, then you're never gonna actually get to the cause.
Right.
And truly fix the problem. Like that's the best way to put it. And so that's why it's just very important to get very curious. That's what you say all the time. When I'm having an urge, don't get, what do you say? Don't get critical, get analytical. I don't know how you say it. What do you say?
Don't get critical, get analytical.
What do you
I
say?
like that better. No, don't get critical, get curious. Like,
yeah.
Get curious as to where it's coming from. You know, it's like the same thing with like urges are a lot like our emotions. You know, a lot of people ward off the emotions they don't want to feel, like fear, sadness. Like, what are you fearful of, right? What are you sad about? Like anger. Well, most people like to feel anger that's like charged up. Like they'll typically feel sad, but then they'll just like push sadness away and they'll immediately go to anger. This is why you see people acting so irrationally, like and ramped up and fighting with each other because they don't want to feel that emotion. So it's the same thing with urges. It's like getting curious. I do like that analogy that you used about the fighting. It's like, what's causing us to fight? Because I really have in the past been like, why can't, like literally verbatim, like, why can't we just not fight? Why can't we just get along? Like in our early years of being together, like you're in a relationship, you pick this random stranger, you know, there's like, let's do this thing, let's get married, let's have a baby, right? It's like, there's going to be, you know, conflict at times. So you've got to work through it, but you can't just focus on why, like, let's stop fighting. Cause it's like, you're bound to fight again, rather than like, let's resolve this fight that we have, even if it takes us an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Let's resolve it.
And that's why you have couples that fight about the same thing for decades.
You know, my parents.
It's like my parents, they never get to the root of it.
I'm like, you guys are having the same fight for the past decade. Get over it, man.
But it's not get that. You see? It's like so automatic. Get over it. It's what is causing it. Asking why. Why is this happening?
I'm more short patient with my parents because I'm like,
right. But that's what people will do.
But yeah. And it's the same thing with alcohol. It's like, let me just not think about alcohol. Let me just not be around alcohol. But then it's like, it doesn't work because alcohol is fucking everywhere.
It's everywhere.
You're going to see it on, it's like for a guy who's trying to avoid like pornography. It's like, you're going to have to delete Instagram. You basically rip your friggin' eyeballs out of your head because it's everywhere. So it's like your temptation is going to be on a scroll. Oh my God, I saw a girl. You're going to be watching Love is Blind. They're drinking. It's like you can't avoid alcohol. You have to get to the core reason as to why you want it in the first place. Outside of, oh, it tastes good, or it helps me relax, or it's stress-free, or whatever it is. It's like, no, there's a reason that you can't de-stress yourself. Like you haven't been able to raise your capacity for stress. Like there's always going to be stress in your life.
Yeah, you know? break that down. Break that down because I feel like you kind of like glazed over, but.
Well, like when I was first getting sober, I couldn't handle the most simple, basic of things. Like the easiest things
like that. Like what? What couldn't you handle?
I'm trying to think of like an actual example. Like, I don't know, moving. That like felt like the end of the world. Like,
I mean, I'm pretty sure moving in general is pretty hard.
Okay, something more simple.
One that I can think of is when you were first starting at 7. Put that as an example. Like when you were first starting Sobriety 7, you were doing how many calls a week?
I had 1 call a week.
Group call.
2 group calls.
And you were kind of stressing.
I had 2 group calls. Looking back at it, it's like, I have so many calls now. I wish.
You had 2 calls.
2 calls, and then I had one one-on-one. And I remember, yeah, that's a good example. I remember being so stressed. Like, what are we going to cover? What do I talk about? Like, and that's when I started creating slides because I'm like, my mind, like, I don't know what to talk about. Like, I was so stressed.
But the point that we're trying to
I
make, so I keep you on track.
I know.
Just let me say it.
No, let me say it. What was I going to say?
Let me tell you.
No,
the point is, in the beginning, you were stressed out with 2 group calls a week.
Yeah.
And 1 coaching call and 1 client.
And then as time
Fast
went on,
forward 2 years,
I've
there's
had
up to 11 calls.
11 calls a day.
And you're on all of them.
No, I've had 11 calls in a day, but I do have 11.
But
I have 11 group calls a week, but like in addition to those group calls, I have either 4 to 5, sometimes even 11 group one-on-ones a day. And I'm like, it's crazy where you started and where you are now. But the way that I was able to raise or like increase my capacity for stress was like pushing myself to do those things.
To do more, to do 11 calls in one day.
Despite how I felt, I was like, yeah, I'm tired. Yeah, I'm overwhelmed. But I'm going to do it anyways. And a big thing that really helped me was like pushing myself physically. Like I had started February 1st, 2025, running every single day. Prior to that, it was like every single day I was doing 10,000 steps. Every single day, 10,000 steps. And then February 1st, I did a 5K and I like fell in love with like the running. I was super, I ran it thinking like, oh babe, I'm going to get first, second.
There's a picture of you.
It's somewhere over there. But I was like, I'm going to get first, second, or third. Like I was right up at the lineup and I was ready to run. Pew, take off. 253 people passed me. Little kids passed me. So right there, my competitive nature was like, I'm going to run every day. And in a year, I'm going to come back and I'm going to beat that time, which I got a 26 on a 5K, which was, it's good. But like now I'm pregnant. So
That's
if I did
a lot of time.
It's like, it's almost 30 minutes to run 3 miles.
Just 3 miles.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'd run it now.
But you were like very out of shape. Like when you look at pictures.
I was 140 pounds. Yeah, I was out of shape and I ran that thing. Now if I ran it, I'm fucking pregnant. But either way, I started running and then I started getting busier and busier with Sobriety 7 as that like we really ramped up in Sobriety 7 at that point. Like more people were coming in. And so I started running more. I started running to the end of the jetty, 5 miles. And then I started running, we started doing once a week, 10 miles. One day we just like, let's run 10 miles.
Yeah.
Because he started running with me. And then 10 miles became like, let's run to South Point, which is like 13 miles. And then one day we ran 17 miles. And basically why I was pushing myself so much physically is because that release of energy helped me be able to push myself mentally in.
Here's the thing. I don't think you were doing that consciously.
I wasn't.
We were just like challenging ourselves and pushing ourselves. But what was it? And this is, I kind of want to like tie you back in.
Yeah.
The reason why we're talking about this is because as Cheyenne was pushing and pushing and pushing herself more, she made her regular coaching life easier because she was pushing herself. Where, let's say this is her in the very beginning, first starting off, and this was the stress. Like, this is what you need to be at a coach. This is where you need to be at to be a coach. She needed to come up here, and this was stressful. Like, oh my God. But then as time started going by, where she started getting more clients and more group coaching calls, the stress started coming up. She has to match this. But here's the thing. If your capacity is equal to whatever you're doing on a regular basis, you're gonna feel like you're on the edge of like wanting to commit like straight up. You're like, that probably won't go on YouTube. We gotta bleep that out.
Bleep that.
I'm a wave so I can see it on the edit.
You can't say that.
But you get what I'm saying, right? And so what you have to, like, you want your everyday to be easy, right? Like, oh, you enjoy doing the group calls and everything. What did you do? You started like reading more. You started running more miles. You started doing all these things where like your capacity, your stress capacity is all the way up here, and this is what's required. Yeah. So it's like when you look at coaching every day, it's like, oh, it's so easy. And when people look at your life, not that people say this, I'm assuming that if you had 1,000 of your followers looking at your life, just seeing how hectic it is, they'd be like, oh my God, like, how do you do that? Well, it's easy for you because you've increased your stress capacity so high, so much.
Yeah.
And so same thing with sobriety, right? It's like, why do people drink? Because every day is just difficult for them. And the common thing is like, oh, okay, so if life is super difficult and I'm super stressed out, how can we make it less stressful? And that's not the way to go. I was just talking to you about this.
It's not about making it less stressful. It's about learning to increase your capacity.
But why? Why don't you want to go? Why don't you just want to decrease stress opposed to increase your capacity?
Because that's not realistic.
I'll tell you why.
No, it's like
because you can always be more comfortable.
Well, and that's society. They always want you to be comfortable. Matter of fact, I saw a post this morning about...
No, but go ahead.
I saw a post this morning about pregnancy that they're like, pregnancy is uncomfortable because it's preparing you for childbirth. Childbirth is uncomfortable because it's preparing you for motherhood, right? It's like, it's constantly being uncomfortable for the next thing. So they're like, the best thing to do is to surrender to the uncomfortability, right? Like the first, trimester, all I've been doing is basically complaining and like, oh, I feel gross. I feel a little bleh. Yeah. It's like, you're supposed to. It's like our entire society prides themselves on like how much they can show that they're not uncomfortable, how easy things are. But that's not real. It's like Joe Rogan says, it's like, I'm at a 9 all day, and when I'm with my wife, I hit 10.
Yeah.
It's like, that's not real. It's like, life is challenging. It's going to be stressful, and you're going to be uncomfortable. And I compared early pregnancy to early sobriety because you don't know what you're doing, you're uncomfortable, and you're like, when will this end? You know? But it gets better, and then you go into the next phase, and there's something new to learn in that. So it's like, it's not about learning not to be stress-free. It's about learning to just be like water, be adaptable, be able to like, all right, that sucked. Our car got towed. We're like, me 2 years ago, I would have had a freaking panic attack. This time I'm like, well, let's go to the office, see if we could get it. Like, where is it at? It's got to be somewhere. And then let's go run this mile and get it done before the day starts. Ran our mile, came back. We're like, okay, they towed our car because they fucked this building.
Yeah. But what I wanted to mention, I just didn't want to interrupt.
Thanks.
The reason why you want to increase your stress capacity opposed to making your life less and less stressful is because life is always going to throw you in like some bullshit. It's just randomly going to get stressful. Like someone cut you off and literally almost ran you over. What are you going to do in those moments if you're constantly looking to de-stress your life? Well, you're going to panic because you're not preparing for the worst. And so that's why when you're first getting sober, it's better to increase your stress levels mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, the pillars that you always talk about. Increase your ability to put stress on all those pillars. So then regular life on a day-to-day, it feels much easier. But then when life does throw you a curveball, you can handle it. And you don't go drink, most importantly.
You've got to be able to handle life. Like, the reason why people always backslide from what I've seen in their sobriety is because life gets too hard. It's like, life has not gotten easier for me. I would argue it's gotten...
Your life is 1,000% much harder than it was when you first started.
Because I wasn't doing anything.
You weren't running a business.
I wasn't doing anything. Yeah. So life is naturally, when you're not doing anything, going to be easier. But then once you start applying yourself, then once you start putting yourself out there, then once you start, like somewhat being a public figure, it's like you've got more eyes on you. You have more chances to fuck up. You have more people getting mad at you, and more people, like, some love you, some fucking despise you. Like, there's just a lot of pressure on me. And there hasn't been a time where I'm like, throw in the towel. It's too hard. Let me go back and drink. It's like, I have this amazing life that I live, but it doesn't mean that there aren't stresses. And I think that that's a really big mistake that a lot of people make, is they see people who have a life that they want and they think that it's just like effortless. Like,
they just think it's butterflies and rainbows.
Who's that girl? She's like, I just want to work for 2 hours, make over $1 million, and like travel the world. Like, people have this like concept that, like, I don't know. It's like life isn't supposed to be hard. Like, my life is hard. Our relationship up until, like, honestly, like, up in the first 3 years was miserable. Like, we weren't really talking, we weren't really together. The year that we started Sobriety 7, we had so much conflict. We've had like one rock solid year. 2025 was our year. We've been together since 2020. We've had challenges as a couple. We've had challenges in business. We've had challenges with jobs. We've had challenges with our dogs, with our life.
Let me throw this in there because this is another really good example. Do you remember? This was probably like probably 2 weeks ago or something like that. I don't remember when it was. But we were just at each other's necks. Like, we're not perfect. Like what couple doesn't fight, like doesn't get irritated at each other? It was something like that. But for what, like, because for the most part, we get along. Like, we're fine. But there's going to be some times where it's like, we're just at each other's necks. We were at each other's necks that day. And you're over here asking me, like, why are you doing that? And I'm like, why are you doing that? And you went on a walk.
Oh, the day I went to the beach.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what we were arguing about, though.
You came back, and I was like, Shy, I apologize. It's like, it's just one of those days. What do we expect? For a relationship to be 100% all the time? Let's just be chill for the rest of the day. Like, we can have the space that we need. We'll regroup back tomorrow.
That was the day the husky died.
What happened? Like, the following day, we were good again.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's setting proper expectations is what you were talking about.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't expect life to not be stressful at all. Like, in that moment, I realized our relationship isn't gonna be 100% now and forever. Like, it's until we die. Like, that's not gonna happen. There's gonna be moments where we're just at each other, and so those days is where, like, hey, just take a step back and just chill. Let the storm pass.
Don't say anything you're gonna regret.
Let the storm pass. Don't say anything that you're gonna regret later.
You can't expect life not to life.
Yeah.
Life is
gonna life.
Is gonna life. And I think it was Buddha who said that. He's like, he's like, life is suffering. And he didn't mean that in a negative way. He's like, life is suffering because people hold on to people, places, and things and have certain expectations for life. When life is like, I have my own plan, and these are the things that are going to happen, and you are going to learn from me. Life is our greatest teacher, but we have to be willing to learn from it. And what I've learned is trying to hold on to things and to resist what life was trying to teach me only made me suffer longer. So it's like, the more you fight, the more you hold on to things, the more you're going to suffer. So it's like, even in addiction, it's like, you try to hold on to the fact that you can't drink. Like, why can't I drink? And you get so mad and bent out of shape about it that you're half in, half out on your sobriety. That right there is going to make your sobriety so much harder, because you're going to always have in the back of the mind, like, oh, maybe one day, and then, oh, maybe at my wedding, or maybe at my friend's birthday, or maybe at my dad's funeral, or whatever. And then you end up messing up your long-term game because you're not just fully surrendering to the process. Like, that right there is a life problem. It's just like, fully commit. Like, I always say, like, give it a year. Give it a year of full commitment and see what you can do. And not just being a dry drunk, right? Where you're just like not drinking. Like, really doing the work on yourself, really making your life better. Like, sobriety isn't just putting down the drugs. Sobriety is creating a lifestyle that you're proud of, that makes you happy. Like, when we were in Mexico,
a life you don't want to escape.
When I was in Mexico, I was looking back, and I was telling him, we were just looking back at the month of August, which was, 3 months ago? Mm-hmm. And I was so happy there. But not because we were on vacation. Because people would think, like, oh, because you were in Mexico, you were happy. And I was like, no, like, I was happy because even though I was in Mexico, I was still running. I was still doing my lemon water. I was still doing my calls. I was on top of my shit. And that felt good. There was no part of me in Mexico that's like, I wish I could have a drink. That'd be nice. Because I was so on top of it, and I was just so happy. So solving your life problems, creating a life that you don't want to escape from, like designing that life, is going to help you reach effortless sobriety.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's focusing on those life problems. And it's like, to get to the root cause, you just have to ask why. I learned this in business, right? In business, you want to ask like 5 to 7 times, like, okay, why did this mistake happen? Oh, and why did that mistake happen? Oh, and what caused that mistake to happen? When you can continuously keep asking yourself why, you get to the real root reason. It's like, you don't have a drinking problem just because you have a drinking problem. You have it. Let's give an example, and we gotta end this because we gotta do a call
Your
in
drinking
a
problem.
bit. But for example, let's do with you. You had a drinking problem. What's one of the reasons that you know you had a drinking problem?
Because I would.
Why you had a drinking problem? My bad.
I blacked out often. Like, you mean like the.
Why did you drink so much?
Oh, well, I didn't. I didn't really like have true confidence.
Okay, why didn't you have true confidence? That's the second why.
There was nothing in my life that would actually have given me real. There was nothing I was confident in. Like, I was jumping around jobs. I didn't have like a. The only thing that was solid in my life was
no. But I'm gonna ask again, simply. Why didn't you have real confidence?
I had nothing like to like that I was doing consistently. Everything in my life was inconsistent.
And why didn't you have anything that you were doing consistently? Third why.
Drinking was a big part of it. Like, I would switch.
No, drinking wasn't causing you to be inconsistent. You were inconsistent as a person by default.
Because like I was switching jobs around. Like, I didn't have a big enough like purpose. I was like, what I wanted.
You had no direction for life.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like, as it comes. And so all those things build up to you eventually drinking. So if you can just fix you have not having direction, and just be like, hey, sitting down for a second, be like, what do you want to do with your life? Like, right now, you're 27 years old. At the time, you were 27? 27 years old. You got a boyfriend right now that's supporting you. He's working. Like, you don't got to stress out financially. Like, what do you want to do? What are some of the things that you enjoy doing? Like, when you can get clear with that stuff, and then you make a plan to start working towards those goals that you just set for yourself, well, it's like, guess what? Now you have direction for your life. And people think it's like, it's not that simple. It is. There is power in clarity.
Yeah.
When you can get clear about where you're going and what you want, then it's easier to say no and yes to all these different things. Like, when you want to get in shape and you want to lose 10 pounds, let me ask you this. Is drinking going to help you lose 10 pounds?
And you're definitely not going to that all-you-can-eat buffet.
Right. So then it's very easy to say no to the alcohol.
Yeah.
Now, it's not that simple. Like, people have multiple life problems, like 6 to 10 stacked on. And so that's why you can fix one life problem, but then they're still wanting to drink. Why? Because there's all these other problems that they still have to deal with. And until they deal with that whole stack of them, they're still going to feel that urge. Towards the end, you were already sober, like 2 months. And I remember we were at the beach, and you were like, it would just be nice. Beautiful day, by the way. It'd be nice if I could just have a drink right now. And I was like, why?
I said a mojito.
Yeah, I was like, why do you want to drink? We did this.
Yeah, we did
You're
the
like,
wise.
Because I'm stressing the money.
And then we landed on stressing money, and then you're like, well, one, buying alcohol would not help our finances.
Right. And two, don't worry about the money.
Don't worry about the money. We're going to get it figured out. And we did.
And in that moment, you're like, you know what? I'm going to let go of that stress. Like,
yeah, and I'm not going to lie. I was still like in the back of my head, like lingering a little bit, because how could it not? Like, always.
But guess what? That life problem got dealt with.
But it got dealt with. We figured it out together as a couple.
And I can guarantee you that made you even want alcohol even less.
I do not want alcohol.
Because the stress of money is no longer there.
There's no part of me that wants to drink.
Right.
What's the time?
7:57.
With that being said, that's where we're going to end this one today.
Life problems.
If you guys have any comments on this video, things that you guys want us to talk about, drop a comment below.
Maybe if there's a life problem that you're currently aware of that you don't know how to solve, leave it in the comment section down below. And don't be shy and don't be shameful. Like, I tend to notice there's this thing in like the sobriety community that everything has to be
anonymous.
Alcoholics Anonymous. Like, like everything has to be super secretive. Put yourself out there. Stop, like, sure, there's a level of shame to it, but like, hey, we're here offering to
Hey,
help you out with
social
your
shame
sobriety,
is
right?
not a bad thing because that indicates that you're doing something that's not good for you and or society, right?
Alexa off. That's the timer.
And that's the thing. It's like what I was doing to myself was not good. What I was doing to my family was not good. Like there should have been a level of shame. There's, but it's not like you walk around for the rest of your life shameful because you
Right.
had an addiction. It's like, you feel that shame because that's a proper feeling to feel. It's like, okay, I feel shameful, right? That I'm doing these things and I want out. I'm ready to actually make change. So, again, drop a comment. Don't be shameful, right? Don't be shy. Just put it out there. You don't need to suffer in silence. Like the best way to free yourself of this addiction is to out yourself. That's exactly what I did. I made a public Instagram and I did not hold back. I put it all out there. Bruises, crash cars, broken doors, broken fists, all of it. Why? Because I was so over suffering. I didn't want to do it anymore by myself. So I put it out there. Also, message me on Instagram if you're interested in joining the all women's community. We also are starting a men's community as well. So just DM me the word S7 and I'll message you back. Until the next time, guys.